G'day guys, Andrew from The Quiet Achiever. So today I want to talk a little bit about leverage and relationship building from a business point of view. Um, Leveraging essentially means, spotting an opportunity and taking advantage of an opportunity for your business whilst helping someone else achieve something that they need to. I think it's really important that the latter is addressed so that the key focus is actually being genuine and actually helping other people. If you can help someone with a problem that they might have, you're going to find that people are going to reciprocate that every day of the week. I've built a business just based on relationship building and also through leveraging. So when I started my business, I've got a factory now with employees, machinery, or and plenty of overheads, and it didn't just happen overnight. I had a clear goal before, when I started my business, that I wanted to be on my own. I wanted to have manufacturing capability. I wanted to have a factory. I wanted to have all that stuff. But at the time, I wasn't in a position to get any of it. So I had to get creative about how I was going to get there. And I think that's the first step. The first step is to evaluate where you want to be. So you need to have a clear plan in your head, and that will sort of set your journey up for success. So I had a clear plan in place. I wanted to have a factory. I wanted to be manufacturing. I wanted machinery and all the rest of it. But I didn't have the cash. I didn't really have the experience either. I'd never run a factory. I'd never managed people on a large scale. And I just didn't really have any sort of stepping stone to get to the next, the next island that I needed to be on to succeed. So I got creative. I used, and I still to this day value using relationships and networks to achieve a goal. And I think it's something that so many business owners don't do. They underutilize this area of business. I literally had no money. I didn't have availability to get cash. I had poor credit at the time. So the jump from owning a multi-million-dollar manufacturing facility from where I was just seemed like impossible. And to a lot of people, it might not be, the best way to go about it. But I can tell you right now, if you get creative with your approach and you build on networks and relationships, you will get to where you want to be. You just need to be committed. So why is leverage important, right? Leverage is important for a multitude of reasons, but probably the most important one is that it builds goodwill. So when you're starting, on your business journey, and even if you're many years down into your business journey, you create so much goodwill if you leverage the right way. So leveraging, in layman's terms, is about looking for opportunity that can benefit both parties. So sometimes you might be faced with a problem. In my situation at the time, I didn't have a factory. I didn't have machinery. I knew I could get the work, but I needed to have, a starting point. I literally scoured Gumtree. I'd be up all night. I was obsessive about getting to my ultimate goal. I didn't just sit back and wait for it to happen. And I didn't just, let the lack of opportunity stop me from getting what I wanted. I didn't just say, oh, well, because the bank won't lend me money, I'm not going to do it. Or because I'm in this situation, I'm just going to sit there and accept it. I just went out hunting. You got to be a hunter. You got to have a keen eye for opportunity, and you got to be willing to take risk. Now, one of the lowest risk, highest reward things you can do is to create leverage through good relationships. Right now, every single person watching this video has 5 or 10 people in your networks right now that could really help another 5 or 10 people in your networks. It's literally just putting people in touch with each other. It's about saying, hey, so-and-so's just started a little cafe, and I've got another mate that's got is a rep for a coffee company, for example. I'm going to put them in touch. They're both great guys. They might not even know each other. They might walk past each other in the street 10 times, don't even know each other. It's about creating opportunity for others. And when you do that, you create goodwill. People want to generally help you as well. So it does need to come from a place of being genuine to begin with. You got to genuinely want to help other people, because if you go in with that mindset of, I'm only doing this to sort of, help myself, well, you see through. People have a good bullshit radar. They'll see right through it. So you got to genuinely want to help other people. And in business, there's enough sunshine for everyone. Don't look at your competitors as someone taking away work from you. The sun can shine on everyone. Doesn't matter how many people are out there. There's plenty of work, and there always will be. So it's been a funny time through COVID, obviously, but there's a lot of opportunity, and you can start by looking in your own backyard. Look at ways you can help other people. Look at other business owners that you might be able to help with a problem. You might have something that they need, or you might have a skill that you can help them with. Reach out, just send a message on Instagram, even if you don't really talk to them. Take some risk, take some initiative, and you'd be surprised at how much opportunity comes your way just from being front and center of mind as well. Like I said, I started my business a few years ago. I didn't have any machinery. I had barely any experience, and an old Russian guy, Boris, gave me an opportunity. I found him on Gumtree. I sent him a message. He wanted the problem that he solved by having me was that he had this extra space, and it was some extra money coming in per month. The benefit that I gained was learning the experience, seeing how a factory run, creating a first point, a network. That was my first point of network in an industry I had no idea about. And none of that would have happened if I didn't take the risk. So sometimes people are, even your best friends and your mates and your family are always going to sort of say to you, oh, I don't know if that's probably the way you should be doing that. And let me tell you, I've made some mistakes too. I'm not going to sit here and just say everything's been a great success. But there's no way on earth that within 3 years I would have gotten to where I am today if I didn't take a lot of those risks. You've got to learn the hard way, but you also really learn and adapt quickly. And if you're doing it if you're trying to leverage your business and opportunities for other people as well, and you're being genuine about it, you will succeed. People, will see that you're being genuine and you're trying to do your best. It doesn't mean you're not going to make mistakes, but people like effort and just own your decisions. Take the risk on and have a crack. People will respect you for it. Now, the other great thing about leveraging is that you can be in a position like I was. I had bad credit, I couldn't get a loan, I had no money, I had an idea and I was committed to the idea and I was willing to work for it. You gotta work bloody hard to get there. It doesn't matter. Even if you do it the right way, even if I borrowed, hundreds of thousands of dollars from the bank, even if I, got mentored by someone for 20 years in the industry, and even if I ticked all the boxes and did it the right way, I still would have made mistakes. I still would have had to take risks. Even if I go and work at Coles tomorrow, there's still a risk. They can still fire me. Anything can happen. So there's risk either way you look at it. But I would suggest being genuine and looking at any opportunity that you might be able to help someone. Could be in a completely different industry. That's a great thing. You should be proud of being able to help someone out with their dream as well. Leverage, utilizing leverage and relationships is a big mindset shift. It requires a bit of a mindset shift. It requires the thinking, it requires your thinking to go from, me, and to change and to be able to see that, you might have all the tools that can help someone else. You might have something in your arsenal, in your toolkit that can help someone else on that has no idea about what you know about, or you might have a contact that could really help someone else down the road that has no idea that you have that contact. And you'd be surprised what that person has, the capability and network that they have to be able to help you as well. What goes around comes around, and I'm telling you, it's never been a truer time of that than now. So look for an opportunity to help others, and it'll come back to you tenfold. So I would start by looking for 5 people right now. Look around you. I bet you there's 5 people right now that you could help. Help them. Reach out to them, even if they're in a different industry. If there's something that you think, it could be a small thing, could be just as much a little bit of advice, or using your experience to benefit others. Or picking up the phone and just going, just even giving someone a pat on the back. Do you know how far that goes? That can, pumping someone's boots up like that can just do the world of benefit to them. So sometimes it's a really little thing, and in other situations it might be a contact or being able to put someone in touch to benefit their business on a bigger scale. So I'd urge you to have a look at trying to help someone else out as well. So I want to give you 5 tips right now about using this effectively. And it needs to sort of go in this order of priority as well. So number 1, I can't stress this enough, you've got to be genuine, right? So you've got to be looking for opportunities. If you see an opportunity where you might be able to gain from it, be really genuine in and upfront about what it is that you want to achieve, but also be genuine in helping that person. If there's an opportunity for you to help them, and even if they don't help you, or even if it falls through, who cares? Help that person. I'd say be genuine and help that person out. And yeah, like I said, it'll come back to you naturally. you know, number two is identifying things that you can actually help them with. So use your toolkit. You know, you don't have to go out there and, sort of, you shouldn't put you out, basically. You don't have to do anything that you don't already have. Use your toolkit wisely. If you've got some experience and you see someone struggling, then you've got an opportunity there to help them and they can help you. If you've got a contact in an industry that might benefit someone, use that contact, put them in touch. Use what you've got available to you. And if everyone does that, in their community, you find that everyone's going to benefit. It's going to help everyone out. Number three, I would say, don't worry about, the short-term gain. So this is a long play. This is about a mindset shift. This is about being who you are and being in business for 10 to 20 years. This is about spotting opportunities and trying to help people just generally. So don't look at a short-term opportunity and then if it doesn't work out, just stop being like that. Just genuinely try and help people out over the long term, and you'll see it comes to fruition over time. Number four, be committed. You've got to commit to the process. You've got to commit to leveraging and spotting opportunity. You need to be a bit of a hunter. You need to be looking at things that other people aren't looking at. I mean, if everyone took advantage of all the opportunities that were there equally, it wouldn't be an opportunity. So you need to do things that isn't, seen as normal. So when there's a little bit more risk involved, there will be more reward if it pays off. So you sort of need to look at the risk and sort of manage it. You sort of don't want to be, getting a lotto ticket every time you have an opportunity. It needs to be a well thought out risk, but the reward should be there for you as well. It should be able to leverage you forward quickly. It can be, like I said, like what I did. I rented a small space in a factory. That got me going. And then I had it, Boris introduced me to so-and-so from that industry. And then all of a sudden, I was renting, a small place of my own. And, if any time I got stuck, I had a point of contact. Then I built my network and relation, and they grow. These things grow. So they don't just, it's not just one thing you do once and that's it. You grow these relationships, you leverage and you continually leverage. You're constantly looking for opportunities to build your business and to help others, and it'll flow. And that's my fifth piece of advice is the opportunity. Always keep an eye out for the opportunities because they're there, they're in front of you, they're within your network. They're just walking down the road, talking to someone, having a coffee. Just keeping your eyes and ears peeled. There's always opportunities there. They're not always going to work out, and they're not always opportunities that you need to take, but they're there. They're in front of you. And they're things you can do without having cash. They're things you can do without, putting yourself or your business in harm's way or to the detriment of your business. They're things you can do right now. So I hope that sort of gives you guys a bit of advice. I hope that helps. If you've got any other questions, pop them in the comments below, and I'll be happy to sort of answer any of them. Thanks, guys. Have a good one.